Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko.
Welcome to another episode of Inside the Firm. I'm here with Derek Maher. Nick Bernard. What's your name? Lance? Lance. I meant Lance. Everyone knew I meant Lance. I'm here with Lance Cayko. I am your host,
Just
Alex
getting
Gore.
confused for short people.
Yeah. Nick is 5'2". 5'2".
Derek, 5'11".
5. Don't give him that. He's 5'7".
Oh, my God. I was trying to be. I thought that was a dig. Biggest fan, Derek Maher.
If he listens to this, shout us out. I want to do a promotion here first.
Nice.
There's a niche BIM conference. It's by the Revit Kid.
Nice.
I will be there. It's
Cool.
this fall. We have a discount code for you. I kind of want to see if anyone wants to meet up. Just hang out. There's a 25% discount.
Celebrity status over here. Come on.
This
for
is
real.
Yeah.
Get a signed. Are you bringing signed? Are you bringing copies of your book?
Oh,
Sign-
do I have some?
You should, and sign a few.
If however many copies I have, if you sign up and then email me at akg@f9productions.com, I will bring a signed copy of the book.
We're doing it.
I
I might do it.
Yeah. You're going to sign it too?
No. What if I sign up? Show up.
There you go. I'll give you one. I'll give you one. But there's some cool stuff here. So think about this. Would you like this, Lance?
Yeah,
Would you
tell me.
want to understand how Lake Flato uses their Revit models in their projects?
Absolutely.
Would you want to know how Lake Flato designs specific details in their residential models?
100%.
Do you want to know about the tools and standards in that?
Yes.
How about this? From the Revit Kid, do you want to know how to make twin motion flexible, fast, and do really cool
Renderings?
renderings with twin motion?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, because Lumion is expensive.
Would you want to know from F9 how we integrate our BIM and how that translates and works with our architect as builder?
Only if I get a signed copy of that book, too.
Yes.
Which sounds like it's on the docket, so yes.
It's on the docket.
Yeah.
And then also, too, would you want to, I'm going to give out, I don't know all, but I'm going to give out free stuff from either our modeling, anything like that, take you back, how we think about how we model, how we think about improving the templates, all that.
Yeah.
It's going to be super fun.
It's going to be super fun.
Go to nichebim.com, N-I-C-H-E, bim.com. I have to say the promo code or else you won't get 25% off.
F9 2024.
That's what it is.
F9 2024, nichebim.com, F9 2024, free book.
Yep.
And autograph, and you get to meet celebrity Al Gore.
And if you're thinking about doing it, whenever you listen to it, just make a commitment and do it or else you'll forget because the code expires August 13th.
Level up.
Yep.
Level up. Also, if you can't find the product data you're looking for, you might be using the wrong search engine. Broad searches result in consumer products, out-of-date information, and websites that hide or don't have the information you're looking for, and we don't have time for that. If you need specifications, CAD or BIM, arcat.com is your search engine. Find and download the up-to-date data you need fast. arcat.com is free and requires no registration, so try Arcat today. That's ARCAT.com. Al, did you know there's 3 things that you need to do with every single project?
What are they?
You need to get a fee.
Okay.
You got to get paid.
Yep.
You need to get a photo.
Okay.
Right? We're after that photo when it's all built and good to go, and so we can get more of these clients every project and more projects. And you need to get a friend.
Wow.
Friend, a fee, a photo, and a friend.
Where's this coming from?
Jennifer Brandel.
Wow.
That was actually one of her mentors at one of the firms she used to work for. So, architect friend Jen I thought that was brilliant. I like that. A fee, a photo, and a friend.
I love that.
3 keys to every project. If you weren't not checking those off,
Yep.
then there wasn't a successful project. It really wasn't.
Yep. And you can have unsuccessful projects, but this is what you're aiming for. Is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
I have something I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
So I don't forget. And because this podcast is about what we're doing inside the firm. So we've been reading. Lance is done with it. I'm still in the middle of it. I literally pause when I'm reading this book because I just want it to marinate in my head. That's why I'm being so slow. And I do Audible. I'm not really reading it. But it's The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy.
Yeah.
This one, I swear I remember the story. I'll tell everyone. And I want to brainstorm.
It's worth multiple reads or listens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so they made safe glass that doesn't shatter in, who knows, the 1970s. And whatever this company was, Carlisle, maybe?
Yeah.
Cardinal glass. Yep.
You're right. Yeah.
They made it.
Safety glass. Basically, it was shatterproof.
Yep, because they put a plastic layer in between two layers of glass so it doesn't shatter, right?
Yep.
They do a whole year of selling it. They bring up they do awards, and they're like, hey, top seller, you're the best. You know, tell us how you did it. Do you remember this story?
It made me think of you and when you won the concrete competition.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I don't know if you know this, but Al's middle name, Al Gimmick Gore.
Gimmick Gore.
And it's so good. It's actually really good, like, honestly.
Yep.
It's not even really gimmicks. Like, Al's good at just finding hooks.
Hooks. That's a good way of saying it. So the salesman said, well, when I go, I bring glass and I bring a hammer and I say, do you want to, do you want to see some glass that won't shatter? And people, before this, every glass would shatter. And then he would go and he would hit it.
With a ball-peen hammer.
And everyone would recoil because...
Recoil and shriek, yep.
Yep, because and close their
eyes.
Close
their eyes, yeah. They would just be shocked.
And then he said after that, I just said, how much do you want?
Yeah.
Right? And then he'd get sales.
Yeah.
Anyways, they told everyone this. Everyone, the company bought everyone a hammer.
Everybody, yep.
And little pieces of glass, right? Sales went through the roof. And all of a sudden, this guy won again the second year. So they call him back up and they're like, what did you do? How did you win again? He's like, well, I know everyone was going to copy me. So I had to do something different. So I gave them the hammer.
Oh, my God. I know. That was like one of the best stories, wasn't it?
Yep. So one of the things that I've understood from kind of watching YouTube and stuff like that, because there's all these YouTube things that are very, very successful. And I'm like, what's the theme? Everything from like Mr. Beast to these people who make like Lego things to other people who do business things. And it's that they demonstrate. They don't just say something. They actually demonstrate it somehow. So how in a meeting can you demonstrate like that hammer and glass? And I know that that's like the highest bar, but how can you demonstrate what you do?
Yeah, and we're not going to answer it. That's the question.
That's the question.
How do you do that as an architect or a designer or a builder? Exactly. What can you demonstrate without giving too much away? I mean, how are you demonstrating what you're selling? That's what you're getting at. How can you demonstrate what you're selling to where they have to buy it? They've already bought it in their head even before they sign the contract.
If anyone has any stories, since I already gave out my email, let us know. Email us, do a voice memo, akg@f9productions.com. If anyone has any examples, that'd be great.
Yeah. What do we got next, Al?
This is okay. Our friend Nick Renard. That's why I bring him up. He texted us.
Yeah.
Did you have what he says? You want to quote him?
Yeah. Let me do it while you're pulling it
Yep.
up.
So while he's pulling that up, this is the U.S. architecture firm Billings slide further, signaling economic headwinds. Nick said to us.
He called us fibbers.
Yep.
Because I thought you were calling for a soft or no landing at all, and here we are.
Billings. Yep.
Looking awful. Al's got it pulled up here if you're watching on the YouTube.
Yep. So it's Billings current 42.4. Anything below 50 is not great. Design contracts 45.6. Last month was 48.3. So if last month was 48.3, what you're supposed to have is that if you had the same billings as before, it'd be 50. So now this is 48.3. Then it goes down to 42.4. And I did change my prediction from a soft landing to they're not going to change interest rates.
May was awful.
Until something breaks.
Yeah.
Yep. So
what goes down must go up.
There you go. You said
What goes down must hit a bottom and bounce up.
Unless you
frankly, what we're looking for is a dead cat bounce. You know what I'm talking? You know what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did they use that analogy? No, is it negative?
I want to read it, actually. What is a dead cat bounce? A dead cat bounce is a temporary, short-lived recovery of asset prices from a prolonged decline or bear market that is followed by a continuation of the downtrend.
Exactly.
The name dead cat bounce is based on the notion that even a dead cat will bounce if it falls far enough and fast enough. Exactly. But no problem.
That doesn't prove your point because it's still going to fall back down because it's dead.
Look for that dead cat bounce, architects.
Oh.
It's going to be fine. It's all going to be fine.
If
You need to shift your business into whatever you got to be flexible. You know, I met with an architect yesterday. I had lunch with him, just kind of a little networking meeting. He's out of Boulder. He's a teacher too, so it was very similar trajectory. And he was impressed that we were able to pivot back to volume. And I go, that's always been the strategy. The strategy has been when the big stuff falls out, which it has for us, multifamily. It is what it is. Everybody, you gotta shift back to being nimble. You got to be fast. You got to be quick. That's how it works. Like that's how you and diversity is our strength. I love it. I am so progressive. Lance, progressive psycho.
That's what everyone says about you.
Everybody says it. Everybody says that. Absolutely. You go on the internet. That's the first term that comes up. 100%. So
you need to be on more panels. Pushing this. I don't know why.
What if I join the AAA? Okay. Anyway, yeah. A little rough out there, but you know, diversity of workload. Have you extended shovel-ready projects by becoming a builder? If you went to architectsguide2.com, check it out.
Yep. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love this. I think everyone should be aware and will admit that the media manipulates you.
Oh, are we on to inflation now?
Yes.
Cool. Neat.
But everyone thus thinks that they are not manipulated by it. They can see through it. I won't even tackle that subject. But this is what happened yesterday. There was an article. Inflation falls in June for the first time since 2020 as consumer price increase continues to slow. So when I wake up, not when I wake up because this is actually bad practice, about when I get to work, I look at Robinhood is where a lot of my stocks are and stuff like that. Yep. And all of a sudden, like stocks jumped up. So whenever there's a big jump up or a big fall, I go and look at Yahoo Finance and figure out what's going on. So inflation falls in June for the first time since 2020. All of a sudden, I just read that headline and I was like, okay, that's why. And then about
what did you say? Okay, that's why.
That's why my stocks and portfolio jumped up.
I
right?
see. You were looking for why. Well, yeah, that was signal for that.
Yep.
Okay,
and this is why the inflation report came out, and
it's true. Like I mean, why you're looking for those signals for sure. I don't have any money. I have some money in stocks, 401k crap, but nothing in Robinhood anymore.
Sure.
And I used to do the same thing.
Yep.
Oh, why? Why is it green today? Why is it red today?
Yep. All of a sudden, a couple hours later, it's going back down. Like, almost lost all gains.
Did you do the same thing? Why?
Exactly.
Okay, what happened?
So I go back and read this, and I'm like, wait, am I stupid? Or are they stupid? So, inflation falls in June for the first time since 2020. What does that mean, Lance? You're thinking this is key.
Since June, inflation has fallen. Back the headline. Yeah, like if first time since June 2020. Well, compared to June 2020, like I don't know. I mean,
this is the point. The point that you're like trying to think of what it means. This is what it means. If you
look I'm not trusting the media.
No. Oh. It means they looked at every June since 2020, and this is the first time it went down. Every other June it went up. Look at how dumb this is. Look at this. Look at this graph. Go to that graph. Look at that graph. You're like, wait. What? So if you go back and every June it just happened to go back up. Like if you hover over it, Lance, and find the Junes. There's the June. So.
Oh yeah.
April, May.
July 2023. It won't get there quite. For some reason, it's glitchy.
Anyways,
there it is, 3.1. Okay, I see. Last year.
Yep. So it basically stopped before.
June 2022
was
9%.
The height.
Oh my god.
So it was up.
Yeah.
So that's all they did. So it's just it's sort of a nonsense headline.
Yeah.
Because it's saying.
I mean, is it true? Yeah, but also it's not the best news.
Yep.
It's just, I mean, what I look at is like if you look at the chart here if you're scrolling past between 2023, if you just look on the YouTube, it's just kind of choppy, up and down, sort of a straight line.
Yep.
Nothing's really happening.
So anyways, scroll down a little bit more. You'll see.
Oh, target rates?
Yeah. I still think they're going to hold it until it breaks. If they cut rates in September, they'll probably be trying for the soft landing. We'll see.
Yeah. Wow, we're just a couple of fibbers. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, no matter what's going on, you gotta bring work into the firm. You gotta bring work into your company, selling a product, selling a service. And if you're doing service based, I think what I'm trying to formulate is two different categories of sales. Just to have a clear thought process. Like I don't know. Does that help you out when you just try to categorize things in your brain and you're like, okay, that helps me focus, right? So Al and I are focusing on sales by being like, we're the spearhead for sales. I think it takes a certain kind of person to be a spearhead salesperson. I think you have to actually really like it. It has to be a dopamine effect that goes on. You and I talked about this, about how like when we first started the business 15 years ago, can you believe it, by the way? 15 years ago, that we got that dopamine rush because it was like, that's all you're going to get.
Yep.
So
eat what you kill.
Yep, eat what you kill. Literally. It's a very hunter mentality for sure. And Al and I have never not felt that way, even when we're killing a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Like a couple years ago, we were killing a lot. Everybody was killing a lot because they printed so much money, right? Yeah. And everybody was staying home.
Print that money. No negative effects.
Just print it. Just honestly, do it again. Like, I'm a Keynesian so long as it works. You heard that there first time. So there's that.
I have to pause. What if they say something goes wrong, right? And they say, we're going to print all the money again. But people, please be smart and just like save it.
Slowly.
And then slowly buy stuff.
Yeah.
Rather than, because, hey, when we print all this money in 2 years, it's going to totally F up everything. So just
it's kind of like your mom and
that honest
it's kind of
about
like
it.
It's kind of like your mom and dad telling you when you get that first paycheck. And they're like, don't let it burn a hole in your pocket.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, Grandpa Biden, tell me that. Just print the money, tell me that.
I guess here's their plausible deniability. Let's say you're going to buy cocaine.
Yeah.
Okay. And you ask the cocaine dealer, hey, if I just take whatever, I don't know, a line, I'm going to try to do this every hour.
Okay.
What's going to happen to me?
Yeah.
And be like, oh, you're going to feel high, blah, blah. That's what people do. That's what I recommend, whatever. What if you say, hey, what if I do like 4 lines every 15 minutes?
Yeah.
They'd be like, you're going to have a lot of fun and then you might die.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? What the government printed all the money / the cocaine?
Yeah.
Why weren't the reporters like, hey, what's the ramifications of this? Like, is this the equivalent to like 1 line every hour?
Maybe,
or is this like 4 lines in
What we're
15
saying
minutes?
is the responsible thing is to bump maybe 3 times a day. Just a little bump.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's so obvious. And the government didn't feel the need to say, don't do 4 lines in 15 minutes. You might die. They were like, nah, here you go.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
These are the people who are running things.
These are the people that are
Both
running
sides.
things. And all you can do is recognize the system you're living in and then pivot and maneuver and have a stoic approach to it.
And have a farm.
I have multiple farms, actually, yeah. So, seriously. And, that's what you can do. So, you still have to remain the spearhead, right? But there's another critical component once you multiply. And this is I'm speaking to a certain individual here they just started their firm and they haven't multiplied yet. Right now what me and Al are doing is they're both the spearhead. But there's going to be a moment, an inflection in your company where you have project architects who are doing the work, managing the work. Those people get sales from their service. And you really can't discount that. Those people are the ones that do such a good job on the project that you won by spearheading it, that then the client becomes a repeat client or a referral client and the work expands from there. So there is that component too, and I don't think you can live with either or. And that I just want to make sure that that's recognized. And like even when you go in to give that person, that project architect, a review, you should acknowledge that, and you should try to reward it in the best way possible, because like those are really integral parts. Without those two, the firm doesn't survive in a downturn. The firm can probably survive just by spearheading when everything is good. You know, I think it's sort of like the analogy of like good times make weak men make, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I actually think that you're right, but it's the opposite.
Oh, okay.
Most firms survive by sales as service, because all they do is, they're like, I've talked to many architecture firms. It's all referrals, projects come in, stuff like that. Sales from spearheading is marketing. It's going after those clients in tactful ways. It's about letting them know that you can do their next big job and stuff like that. So most people are like, we just get referrals.
That is true.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, back to the conversation I had with that other architect yesterday.
Yep.
I said, how are you getting... They just moved here from Chicago 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now they're doing the kind of work that we're doing in Boulder.
Yep.
I should tell you about it.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's all networking. For me, it's all networking. He's like, I call builders. I call realtors. I try to have a meeting a week, that sort of thing. Which I've been trying to do a lot more too, and Al actually has too, because like you just went to Aspen, right? Yep. Now that is networking, that is sales and service and all that stuff. But again, back to diversity is your strength. You should be doing both. I think you're leaving money on the table. I think you're making yourself vulnerable if you're not doing both. So get that website up, get those Google reviews up. Don't be afraid of all the good stuff.
Special guest.
Really special. Yeah. Move over, Nick Renard.
As tall as Nick.
Yeah, the equal height. Equal height.
I'm sorry, Nick. Nick is normal tall.
Bank accounts very close.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, one time Nick took me out to a very fancy dinner in Florida. It was great.
Yeah. You're Jeff Bezos, the Nick Renard of Washington.
Here we go.
I go to bed early, I get up early, I like to putter in the mornings. I like to read the newspaper, I like to have coffee, I like to have breakfast with my kids before they go to school. So I have my kind of puttering time is very important to me. And so that's why I set my first meeting for 10 o'clock. I like to do my high IQ meetings before lunch. Like anything that's going to be really mentally challenging, that's a 10 o'clock meeting. And because by 5 p.m., I'm like, I can't think about that today. Let's try this again tomorrow at 10 a.m. And for me, I need 8 hours of sleep. I think better. I have more energy. My mood is better. All these things. And think about it. As a senior executive, you get paid to make a small number of high-quality decisions. Your job is not to make thousands of decisions every day. Is that really worth it if the quality of those decisions might be lower because you're tired or grouchy or any number of things?
That needs to be reinforced to people who are CEOs and executives. Like, I think you hit a point where you start to question yourself and feel a little vulnerable and go, when you're at that, it is a pyramid at the end of the day. Like, it is a hierarchy. Like, it's a little monarchy when you own a company. And I think it gets lonely in that leadership position. And I think you can start to maybe undervalue yourself. But man, how critical are those decisions? Al and I have had this discussion many times over the last couple of years, as the monarchy is sort of evolved, right? And the cake has been layered further in either company, and we go, no, that's why we're the CEOs.
Yep. Because of these thinkings, because of the way that you think, because of the perspective that you have, I can't underestimate how many people have high IQ intelligence, which means that it's like a laser. It goes very far in one very narrow band, and they have no perspective. And it's crazy because someone that has lower IQ, the laser isn't that far, but has wider perspective, can actually make better decisions. And it baffles those people who have laser IQs that's very far, and they call the other people dumb. And it's like, it's because what are you talking about? You're seeing one little dot.
Yeah.
One little dot, and you know that dot well. And you're missing the forest for the trees.
Yeah. Get that rest. I believe in the golden hours. That's why I preach all the time about, like, if you're try to be an early riser, if you're a CEO, wake up, do a morning routine, center yourself. Might be meditating, might be praying, might be going for a walk, stretch, be healthy. Your CEO decisions are the ones that happen. Like for Bezos, you heard it was between, his meditation stuff and grounding was, with his family. For me, people have already heard about my routine. Al has his own routine. He shows up super early to the office, and then making executive decisions. Like there is a breaking point at the end of the day where it's like, nope, I'm going to shelf this until tomorrow, and it can't happen because that's just the way it is. So, all right, if you're listening on YouTube, leave us a positive comment. Jason Altman, All-Star. Derek Maher, would love to hear from you. That'd be great. If you're listening on the iTunes 5-star review, we will see you next week.